please let me do some sound checks. I had a little trouble with the mics tonight. So if you're here in the room with me, let me know if you can hear me. It might echo. That's I'm trying to do a sound check. So let me know if you're in the room. Let me go here and lower. Everything's lowered. Good. There. Okay. So if you join me in the room, please say hello. I need to do a sound test. Had a little trouble with the mics. They're acting a little different today. So I want to make sure you can hear me. We are streaming. We're streaming on Facebook and YouTube early. If you're in the room now, say hello so that I can do a sound check before we get started tonight. Okay. Let me move this, get some more room on here. There we go. And a sip. So I always come in a few minutes early to let you get something to drink, use the bathroom, get logged in. And we're going to have a great conversation tonight. We're going to talk about building relationships. If you're in the room, I see one person's here. Say hello. I need to do a sound check. I had trouble with the mics getting logged in. I think I might be echoing with you. Let's see if somebody says hello. I like to come in early to make sure everything's working okay. And before we go, I see a couple people have logged in. Hi. Yes, it is Mint Tea, Jill. Hi, Glenda. Hi, Jill. Hi, Laura. Hello, darling. I like that. So, is the sound okay? I had trouble getting the sound on. Hey, bestie. So, is the sound okay for you guys? I had some trouble when I logged in. I had to reset all the sound, and I kept hearing an echo on my end. I think I've got it fixed. Are y'all okay with the sound? Sound is okay. Great. Hey, Mark. Oh, can't wait to come home. So Friday night, the last time we checked, the sound's a little low. Let me see if I can put it up a little better. Is that better for you? Oh, it does sound like it's echoing. Maybe it's just here in this room. I know what it might be. Let me go open the door. Ah, better. Okay. Let me go open the door. Maybe that'll help bounce the sound a little bit. So, anyway, it's getting close. I think we're almost sold out for this Friday's event. I know we had like six seats left the other day, but I think some people got some more since then. Look at this. Can y'all still hear me well? Like that? It's still echoing. I can hear an echo. Y'all can still hear me, correct? I turned down one of the mics all the way. Perfect. Okay. Well, that's good. Sounds a little crazy on my end. Oh, we're getting ready to get started. It's almost that time. Let me go live on TikTok and get ready to get started. Great. Welcome to TikTok. All right, folks, we're about to get started in just a minute. I'm about to get rocking and rolling so we can get on with tonight's conversations. The room is filling up. That's great. Perfect. Yeah, people are coming in. It's the same room it's always in. That's what it just sounds different tonight. Maybe it's the humidity or something. Who knows? All right, come on. It's just about that time for us to get rocking and rolling. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Touching Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick. Thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about a little bit more about relationships, and then we're going to talk about everyone's gifts, like what can people do and what they can't do. And I'm going to go into the discussion also about why understanding yourself is so important, and understanding who you are and how you relate to other people, how people relate to you is really a big piece of your inner spirit, of your inner self. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. And Jamie, if you could also keep an eye on, thank you, Cindy. If you could also keep an eye on TikTok in case anybody asks questions, because sometimes I miss it because I'm watching two screens. So on my big screen is YouTube. I had a new person trying to join tonight who had never done it, so I was letting them know that they can join for free on any of my sites. YouTube or Facebook Live is on my big screen, and then on my phone I have TikTok rolling, because for some reason it won't let me link all three of them. Even though they're all three on my program, it does not let me link TikTok when I'm linking YouTube and Facebook. But that's okay. There's workarounds. So that's what we're going to do, a workaround. So anyway, but I want to talk a little bit. Well, before we get talking, I always forget. Got to do the commercials. Well, Spirit Heart Cruise, January 2nd to the 7th. Whole bunch of speakers, whole bunch of spiritual speakers. This is a little different than the Touching Eternity Cruise, where we focused on classes. This is more focused on speakers, and each speaker has like 2 hours, and then it's very powerful. We have a lot of powerful topics that are coming. The night before, we're going to be doing a mediumship test at an old hotel to see if people can pick up what happened there. If you're going to go stay at the host hotel the night before the cruise, that'll be the night of January 1st. A lot of great people. Kevin Lee is one of the organizers. He is in Fort Lauderdale. He had a spiritual church. Wonderful medium, good friend. He brought me on board, and so we're going to be going for January 5-day cruise on the Jewel of the Seas. I'm sorry, it's not the Icon, it's the Jewel of the Seas. Sorry about that. It's the first time I am going on Royal Caribbean, so that's going to be a different. Hello, Celeste. That's going to be a different little adventure for me. But if you want to look into it, please go on my website. Let them know that I sent you if you decide to go. I'm going to only be speaking 2 hours and be doing readings and sessions and all that things with the other guests during the rest of the cruise. But anyway, that's that. But the more fun thing, no, I can't say it's much, well, I think it's all fun, is Jill Mercer, who's on the site, and myself are doing a gallery, spirit gallery at my house. Thank you for that on TikTok. We're doing a spirit gallery this Friday night for 7 o'clock. Yeah, last night there was 6. Yesterday there were 6 seats left. I don't know if they're still available, but that would be the last 6. I probably will allow maybe a few more, because some people may not show. If you are a member of the Orleans Paranormal Social Club, the admission is free to you. If you came on the Touching Eternity Cruise, admission is free to you. This is kind of a way that I'm giving back to those people who have invested in me. So this gallery is free to you if you belong to that group. And was in that group before I left it, because I'm sure some more people have signed up, and there's no way for me to prove that you were part of the group. So you would have had to been part of that group before I left, because then I would have your name on a roster. Okay, and then anybody from Touching Eternity that was on the cruise ship with us definitely gets in for free. If not, it's only $20 at the door. We didn't set up any payment online. You just had to reserve your seat, and then and then come on to the event. I do know it's going to be a full house. It's going to be Jill and I working. If there's any other mediums in the audience, or anybody of our friends that are practicing mediumship want to get up and work as well at the end or whatever, that's fine too. It's just an event where we want to give back to the people that have invested in us. And so Jill and I were on the cruise working. like crazy. So this is the way we're going to give back to people who went on the cruise with us, as well as the Orleans Paranormal Social Club. So that's this Friday at my house. If you go to my website, sid-patrick.com, there you will see the advertisement, and it's under events, and it'll tell you the address of my house, and that'll be this Friday at 7 o'clock. So come and join us. All right, so let's get into tonight's discussion. So I want to talk a little bit first about relationships. Last week, hey Dawn, last week, we talked about, thank you, Mark, it was a fun cruise. Last week we talked about relationships and with other people. Tonight, I want to talk, before I get into the different types of mediumship, again, I want to talk a little bit about understanding your relationship with you. And so, a lot of people, think that what I do as a medium and an intuitive, they believe that, it's some special gift. It's some, I guess it kind of is a special gift, because you got to understand it. So that makes you special if you understand it. But it's not a gift. And just because you hear these stories, oh, I was born with a veil over my face, that has nothing to do with it. Your ability to easily move into your intuitive self is your brain. It's how your brain functions. Are you more left brain or more right brain, or more in the middle, like kind of balanced right and left brain? So people who are very left brain and not so much right brain usually have a harder time with intuitive arts. So if they're in this line of work, one of the things I recommend to them is do something like astrology or numerology, because those are very concrete things. That there's no intuitive. It's this number and this number mean this. This star being in this place means that. This, you can use a little bit of your intuition, but it's not necessary. You will give an excellent service or an excellent reading just by the knowledge of the numbers and the stars. They're very left brain functions. Now, your right brain intuitive arts are things like mental mediumship, which Jill and I are going to do Friday night for you. Physical mediumship, that's when physical phenomena takes place. Trance mediumship, where you go into a deeper state, and you can do many things in that state. One of them may be a voice from the other side coming through you, or even materializing in front of you. That's all part of trance mediumship. Okay? Everybody does possess the ability to do it. They just may not have the tools, or they may not understand the tools. Okay? Because and you might not be conditioned, or you may not be cultured to be open to that, because from a lot of people, when they grow up, they're very cultured to stay away from it, to not be part of it, to whether it's your family, your church, whatever, government, whatever, telling you that's a no-no, or people just saying no, 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 with negative, negative, negative. Well, you can have built a resistance to your ability, but everybody has the ability, even the ones that are sitting there saying that this is bullshit. They have the ability too. And the easiest way, and it's easy for me to explain it to women in this fashion: when you give childbirth, you know your kids. You don't have to say a word. They know you. They can sense your energy. You just give them a little look, and they know how you feel. They feel you. You feel them. You know when they're up to no good. A mother could be standing in a kitchen, and her child could walk in from school behind them, and they know which child it is. Even if they could have 5 kids, they'll know which child just walked up behind them, because of the thing we call sensing, and knowing and understanding that energy. And that's what this is all about. It's sensing. It's understanding the natural laws of energy and understanding those things. Okay? For guys, let me tell you this way. When you, Mark, I'm going to tell this to you. You've been with your woman for so long, you could probably finish her sentences or you know what she's going to say. That's because you've adopted to her energy. You've adopted to her sense. So if it's one thing for guys, like if you're a guy and you already know what your girlfriend's thinking or your boyfriend's thinking or whatever, that is your intuition speaking to you. That is when you are able to go, in a car and you start singing this song and it just comes on. That's your right brain kicking in and helping you sing those songs. Where if that radio wasn't on, you couldn't sing the whole song. You didn't know all the words, but when it's playing, you know the words. There's a reason for that. It's an energetic reason. Hey, how you doing, Diana? So anyway, Charlotte says, I don't know how to use my abilities. My dreams come true. Well, so your dreams, Cheryl, are a part of your intuition. But I've learned that over time that my dreams have changed. As I've developed, my dreams have developed. They're now very much more realistic, very much more like I'm in like a different time area or a different segment. It's really weird. And I think we've had that conversation. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But how do you open yourself up to your abilities? One, you have to find love. First, love for other people, of course, but then love for yourself, and being able to understand that love. Not staying away from negativity, staying away from, put boundaries around the negativity. I mean, we all go to work. There's always negativity at most people's jobs, because most people don't want to work, but, because it's always hectic. So, but you have to. So, learning to separate yourself from toxic environments or negative energy or putting a boundary with it, setting your limit with it. These things are all very positive in helping you grow your abilities. Okay, now remember, if any of y'all have taken energetics with me, one of the things that I teach in energetics is, and again, I've said this a million times, but do you really understand it? How people speak negative to decrease your IQ, they dumb you down. So you have to avoid negativity. This will help you grow spiritually, grow with love, grow with caring for people. And it doesn't mean be a sucker. It means caring and, allowing people to be themselves. And you don't necessarily butt into how you think they should be. Now, that's a big misconception that even a lot of, intuitives, notice I'm staying away from the word psychic. I think psychics are getting a bad name. Intuitives, mediums, a lot of people are getting bad names because they allow themselves to be talked down to. They don't know how. They try to tell people what they think they should be rather than helping culture that person to be the best version of themselves. I might think you should be an astronaut, but you may only want to work on the computers that get the astronauts there. So I should not push my wish on you. I should help you figure out what you want and let you thrive with it. Okay? And when you don't agree with members in your family, don't get angry. Try to understand why they feel that way. And try to understand that. And if it's something that's hurting you, walk away from it. I've walked away from a lot in my family. Because my happiness and my peace was much more important than winning with my family members. So remember when I say that to you. That's very, very important. Thank you for the hearts. Y'all just tapping up a storm tonight. Thank you, thank you. I might get a whole nickel tonight. But anyway, so anyway, I want you guys to understand that. Always be fair to everybody, no matter who they are. When I'm training mediums and intuitives, one of the things I ask them is, if you had a client who confessed to you about like brutally murdering animals, could you treat that person? And then most of them like, oh no, not me. No, you have to. They're coming to you for help. If you want to be a positive piece in their life, help them move away from that by not showing them hatred, by not showing them anger, but showing them a way to grow. Maybe understanding what brought them to that, because that's pretty serious. What in their life happened to them that brought them to that point? And if they're coming to you for help, your job as an intuitive or even a medium is to help them heal, helping them become the best versions of themselves. When you start behaving in these manners that I'm speaking of, your intuition will skyrocket. Your connection will skyrocket because you're not letting your own issues from your childhood or your growing up or your culturing prevent you from growing and seeing. Okay? I want you guys to all understand that. And again, we can have this conversation a million times, and some of you will be able to grasp it. Some of you won't, But I really, want to, because a lot of people ask me. In fact, I'm going to Las Vegas at the end of the month for a weekend to teach. And I'm going to be teaching intuition. And so this is one of the talks I'm actually going to have with them. Because in order for your intuition to grow, you have to let go of a lot of things. So one thing I recommend to all of you is to go out and find a little happiness in your life. Find a little joy. And it doesn't have to be something extravagant. For me, I like watching families doing fun things. That just makes me feel good. When I'm out in public, like today I was coming home from work and I saw this mama walking in with her two little babies holding hands all together. They had the biggest smile on their face, and it just made my day to see how happy they were just spending time together. Appreciating the little things. Okay? Appreciating the little things. And trying to find that piece of happiness in your soul will help your intuition grow exponentially. Exponentially. So I want y'all to go out tomorrow and do something kind. Not because you have to. Just because you want to. And try to open that heart up. And then I want you to go home and I want you to sit with it. And I want you just to think about it. Think about, the act of kindness that you see, that you did. But then I want you to also reflect back about your day and see what piece of anything that day made you feel a little bit better. Rather than looking at the things that make you feel bad, think about the things that make you feel better. Don't think about your tired feet from work. Don't think about your hurting hands from work. Don't think about that person who nagged you all day. Think about the moment you got away from them, how good you felt. Think about the positive things. I was able to walk away from that disaster, And so those are the things you should be focusing on. But we're always cultured to look at things negatively. Everything's negative, negative, negative. Man, I grew up with some grandparents that were over the top negative. Nobody could do right. And if you did, they just took advantage of it. So, but I understand them. I get why. I understood their anger, so it didn't have an effect on me. And so I'm telling you if you want your intuition to grow, this is where you need to go. This is about building that personal relationship with you, that your triggers. You know what your triggers are. Identify them. Identify what makes you upset. Identify what hurts you or what fears you. Understand those. Okay? These are the things that are going to help you grow intuitively, exponentially. When you're developing your language, understand, and what I mean by language is your language with the spirit world, with the energetic world, right? When you're developing your language, don't compare yourself to another intuitive or another medium. That is the work. You already put negativity yourself because you're comparing yourself. So understand your gift. Understand your value. When you take classes with me, I give you little tools to try. You have to find out which one of those tools hopefully will work for you. If not, then you got to figure out what tools will make it work for you, and start trusting what you're getting and understanding that they'll give you pictures, they'll give you symbols, they'll give you feels, they'll give you something. They'll give you just a knowing. They will give you something. It's not all literal. Some people it is, some people it isn't. If you're saying something that you're seeing literal and somebody's not getting it, that's because they're trying to tell you something through pictures and it's not literal. And that's why we do another commercial. I'll use this one. That's why we do Symbology. You can get your Symbology deck from me. How you get it, they cost $25. But that's not the deck. You can't buy the deck. You have to buy a reading with me, then I send you the deck for the reading. That way I don't have to charge you no tax or shipping charges. Unless you're real far, then I would have to. But anyway, so, Symbology is a way of helping you with your visualization. 78 cards, just like tarot, colors, pictures of all kinds. And some people use these like tarot cards. Some people play different games with them, but it's to help you develop the images. Because some people, when they close, they'll say, all I see is nothing. And I always tell my students, nothing means something. Watch me use nothing. Watch me use nothing. Nothing means something. Well, my friend on TikTok just said, Taylor says, I use my Symbology cards all the time. She loves them. Yes, they're very good. But I can't sell them to you because I don't have a selling license anymore. When I closed my store, I lost that ability. But I can do a reading for you and then send you the deck that I use. And then you can have your own deck. And that's how I get away with it. And a reading takes about less than 5 minutes, and then you get a deck. That's how I've been getting rid of them or selling them. There are a few stores that do carry them. There's one in Las Vegas. Vegas Crystal Healings carries them. And in New Orleans, Mystic Resource Center carries them. So anyway, just a little FYI. But back to the topic. Let's stay on topic tonight. So understanding, again, a lot of people have been through police training, military training, any kind of mind training can throw your right and left brain off. So it might be a little harder for you to open up, to to understand, to become more intuitive. Now, let's talk about a little bit about the different types. So what y'all are going to see Friday night with Jill and I is mental mediumship. That's where we sit and we get the energetic hits. We see we use our senses. We see what the energetic team or the spirit team are showing us. We go ahead and we, say what we're getting. We let people, who will see who we're with, and then we give them more and more validations until they know that their loved one is with them. That's mental mediumship. Physical mediumship is where there is physical phenomena that takes place that is witnessed by everybody. That means the spirit world does some kind of creation of physical phenomena that's seen by most. It's in an area. If you've been to a live seance with me, some of you on here have been to live seance with me, where things go flying around the room. Everybody sees it, things moving and flying, and the music playing and things moving and all that kind of stuff. Cabinets flying across rooms and stuff. So, you've got to see that, and that's part of physical, but also table tipping. Some of you have table tipped with me. I did an event last year in July where we went to the apothecary and we did some table tipping. It was like this table had to be 400, 500 pounds because most people couldn't lift it. Well, that sucker was moving all over the place with just us singing and praying over it. So that was really cool. That's a form of that's an easiest form of physical mediumship is table tipping. Other forms are anytime when it's phenomena, like even in trance, when it's when the voice comes and it's identifiable and verifiable. I consider that physical medium. That's phenomenon. That because the ecto will form a voice box and the voices will come through there. In trance mediumship, also where you don't see the ecto, but the voices come through the medium and they're different, many different voices. That is also a form of mediumship. Okay. Healing, when you're channeling heal or channeling love to someone to help them heal, that you're sending them positive energy, that is a form of intuition, or it's a transfer of energy. Um, and you can do it in a trance state, but you don't have to be in a trance state. It's basically prayer over someone, and it's sending. Prayer is also is not that's energetic is the best way to put it. So just so you understand some of the bases. Now, how do you get better? Well, you have to be able to have work with your right and left brain. So Tina says, I'm working on my 12-year-old granddaughter. She loves math, so I brought her numerology book. She loves drawing, so I'll be buying her some symbology cards. Okay, so that's really cool because she's drawing, she's working her right and her left brain. When she's doing numerology and math, she's in that left brain. But when she's drawing and being creative, she's on her right brain. Now, Tina, what I would have her do is not draw something she see, like something she's looking at, have her create it in her mind and draw what's in her mind more than just a picture. I mean, you can do put up something and model it and draw it, but that's also very left brain. But now color selection is right brain, but the actual looking at the figure, it's that's a little that I would say I would rather if she's doing a lot of numerology and math, I would rather see her doing her own creations of art, like with paint or something like that, or just some kind of art that's not more to left brain. Just a little help there. So this is not a gift. This is everybody's gift. Well, when you use both hands, I mean, it just depends. That could just be a thing because she might be ambidextrous. It just depends. If she's right with both hands, I'd have to see. Now, if she's only doing art, she could be spirit led. That would be intuitive or mediumship because there's psychic art or there's intuitive art. I'm trying to get away from that word psychic, y'all. And I have some very good friends. I have a couple of good friends who are some very great psychic artists or intuitive artists. And a lot of it is so like one good way is describe something to them and let them draw what you're describing. That's working both the right and the left brain, but more the right brain than the left brain. So that's actually a good exercise for that. What else could you do? I'm like all y'all know about sitting in the power. If you go to England, you're gonna sit in the power for a long time. Sometimes 3 hours a day, 4 hours of your day, you're gonna sit in silence, just being and connecting. And I think you need to do this. Not as well. I think it's helpful. I believe that it's helpful, and I believe that it is a core principle of connecting or helping people connect. Okay, I think that it depends on your brain whether it's going to work well for you or not. Depends on how your brain reacts to it. But just because you don't react well to sitting in the power doesn't mean that you can't be a medium or an intuitive. It just means you have to find a different method to connect deeper. Is it a good way to connect? Yes, that's all they do in England. It's when you go to England, you're going to sit in the power till your butt hurts on them chairs. So, yes, Tina, she does use both sides of her brain. I use it. I'm going to go see if anybody else wrote anything on TikTok. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about, and if y'all have any questions about any types of the mediumships, ask them so I can answer them. Naomi says, what about empathetic? Does that fall? Yes. Well, it falls under intuitive. So you can be empathetic to someone's energy, like someone's energy that you're with, or you can be empathetic to the soul. So mediumship is done through the soul of a person. And intuitiveness comes from the energy of that person, not so much a soul reading. So that's the best way I can explain that to you. And then how do you learn to feel people who has transitioned the same way you can feel the energy of those that are living. So they're going to work with your senses now. I mean, they're going to work with, like when I close my eyes, I see pictures. I can tell someone here has an attorney in the family. So, it's either an attorney or a judge. I can tell that, but in this group that I'm talking to, I can tell that person's here because the minute I shut my eyes, I saw the gavel drop. Either are they involved in some kind of lawsuit, but just the immediate picture that popped in my head, that's what it's going to tell me. And so it's just understand sensing and trusting what you're sensing and trust what you get. Now, here comes the tricky part. Don't always think that you're right and stand on it like a mountain, because the spirit world will show you. Be open, and it takes time to develop that language. It takes time to develop. Hey, Julie, it takes time to develop that connection, that intuitive connection. And so I can tell the difference when I'm connecting with someone energetically, or intuitively, or I'm connecting with them mediumistically. I can tell the difference. Believe me, I have not yet met a medium, and I've met some of the world's best. I have not met a medium that can stay with the spirit the entire time during their reading. They flow in and out. It's like a flow. Now they might say they're connected the entire time, but I'm gonna call BS on it. You know. Well, Tina, she probably has a phenomenal brain because of that. Her brain is probably a whole wonder up in there. So, anyway, so in empathy, like in empathy, is my greatest strength. Like I am extremely empathic. I feel hard. Like I can't watch movies without crying, TV shows of any kind. Like I feel everything. And then even with people, I feel it, and sometimes I have to walk away from it because it's so intense. Um, but my feel is as strong as my sight. But it's because I'm a nurse. Nurses are all empaths. You know, um, and that's the ability to feel, to sense, to use the feel of the senses, not the vision or the hearing or the smell or the taste or the knowing. So empathy comes from the feel. That's called clairsentience. I had to think for a minute. Clairsentience. It means to feel. And Celeste, my son is a lawyer. Okay, I must be. I could be. I was thinking about you, but the minute I closed my eyes, that's what I saw. Somebody also lost a pet here. It's a dog, a skinny dog with pointy ears. That's all I can tell you. He's sitting up. Anyway, again, that's yes, Laura, you feel everything too. I got you, girl. I understand that. So again, I'm just being real, like, and telling you the pictures that I'm seeing. Now, what does that mean? I'm sure it's not about the dog, or it wasn't about the lawyer. There was something else that I needed to stay in there and figure out. But that's how they pulled me to where I needed to be. The left side gets everybody in trouble. Because that's our manipulative side. Oh, anyway, so I wanted to explain that because I had a couple people who wrote me offline, of course, because nobody wants to ask too many questions while we're online. So offline, I had some people ask me some questions, and that's why I wanted to talk about this topic tonight, because I was hoping that they could join. If not, they will catch this episode on YouTube. But I wanted to cover a little bit about the different types of mediumship, about connection, about how to enrich your connection, and for your own personal use. That's okay, Julie. You know, I want you all to get especially because I have so many. I have a lot of you who like to watch me, so I like to help y'all become the best versions of yourself. If you want to be part of this and learn more about it, come listen to me. You could practice. I'm not, I mean, yes, I do give classes, but if you can't afford the classes and you just want to come listen and join us, that's fine too. Again, I don't really, yes, I charge, but I don't do it really for the money. I have another full-time job that keeps me very busy, and actually, I actually limit what I do. Um, but if I had to say the one class that I teach that if you're looking to do this, that is the one you should take hands down would be energetics. Because energetics is the basis of your own understanding how you develop. And that's actually going to be my lecture on, like I teach energetics where you understand about it, but then this lecture that I'm doing on the cruise is going to be about how it makes you that better intuitive. How does it make you that better, that better medium? How your own life can interfere with the messages that you're getting. And so your messages will get clearer and clearer as you move through. Now, energetics is not on my website. It will be eventually. I'm still trying to get, girls, guys, I'm almost finished school. I'm in my last class. So I can feel people's energy most of the time, but most of it's finished. That's fine. Patrick, you might be more clairvoyant than you are the others. And that's when I tell people that sometimes sitting in the power helps. When you're very heavy in one of the senses and not the others, sit with it. And that's where the sitting in the power comes in place. Sit with it and then try to work with the others, exercise the others. Let me be honest with y'all. A lot of y'all know Trini, my work wife. She is very clairaudient. I mean, I've watched her verbatim tell people stuff that their loved ones had said to them on numerous occasions. And I was never clairaudient. But working with Trini as much as I've been working with her, now my clairaudience has escalated. Aw. I don't know if that was a rabbit. It looked like a dog to me because of the ears, but because they were shorter ears, they weren't long. So I need to say that, you know. So I want to say to you is, understanding yourself and how you react is key in your intuitive growth. It's a key principle in your intuitive growth. Understanding how you react to things. Know that I said that. I've watched looking at my own development. And guys, y'all know I've been doing this. I've been studying this. I've been studying the mediumship side since my mother's death in 1988. And like I said, I didn't go public to 2010. And even when I went public, if you watch those original YouTube videos that are out there of me at the Unity Church, and then and if you've seen any of my later ones, or if you were fortunate enough to be one of that last group Jill and I did, and got to see me on my roll, it's pretty out there. It could be your dog. I guess I didn't get into it. I'm just looking at the pictures, and he's been coming to in your dreams. That's beautiful. Love those good dreams when you get to see people who have passed or animals that have passed, so you can spend a moment again with them in those dreams, as long as they're positive dreams. That's another thing of beauty. And so, and for my Sophia said, I'll know that I'm going to be in Denver July 12th and 13th. I'll be at a convention during the day, and I'll be working with Trini in the evenings. And then I'm in Vegas at the end of July for a weekend teaching intuition. So, yes. Uh, so yeah, so that's really good mediumship, Tina, when that happens. Tina says she is great. Seeing you both in a group session, and I kept many of the people's names private. She hit the nail on the head on at least 2 people that I did not know that were backstory. And I was told after, well, that's what we do. I mean, that's a great validation. When you don't know it, the medium doesn't know it. That's the best validation you can get in mediumship, because it wasn't them reading you psychically. Be great to see you, Sophia. Like I said, I'm going to be busy during the day because I got a convention I have to go to for work. And then when I'm off, when the convention's over, I'll be working with Trinity. So I'm going to be working nonstop that weekend from early in the morning till late at night. Yes, we're going to be at the Creatory. You know, I know you know where that's at. I think it's Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, because I get there Thursday, then the convention is Saturday during the day, then Saturday night I'm at the Creatory. I think it's Saturday night. I could be, I think it's Saturday. Anyway, but back to helping you guys with, you know, with understanding who you are and understanding where you're at and learning to start creating your language. And again, you say, well, I don't have anybody I can read, you know, that's going to validate. You don't need validations. Go sit in a mall, look at somebody, just see what you feel. You quit looking for, that's the worst thing a student can do, is hunt down those short approvals. You will excel so much in your intuitive training if you just practice it. You don't, you know, there'll come a time when you're going to have to, you know, you're going to get the answers. I used to yell at people, well, not really yell, but kind of scold them a little bit when I would teach a class, and like they had to know if they got it right. Getting it right is not important when you're first starting out. Being able to see and sense and feel it is much more important than getting it right. When you're first starting out, understanding how it feels to get those hits, how to understand how it feels to sense those things is what is important. The rest will come later. The validations will come later. You know, it's like I feel like a kid in a car, I feel like a parent in a car with kids, and we're on this journey, and they keep saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" Because they want to answer for every little mile you go. Well, it's the same thing with when you're practicing your intuition. I mean, in the beginning, it really doesn't. I expect you to get it wrong, but if you get it wrong too much, you can be like, "Oh, this ain't for me." No, it is. It's you're trying to learn a language. You know, when you go to one of those sites to go learn how to speak another language, you don't learn it in a day. You're going to get some things wrong until you finish the course, until you get, you know, more evolved into it. It's the same thing when you're practicing your language with the intuitive self and with the other side. Is you're supposed to get stuff wrong in the beginning because your mind and your senses are trying to tell you things, and if you knew it, then you wouldn't have had to take a class. Or you wouldn't have had to come listen to a lecture. You would just be spouting off all the right stuff. So stop beating yourself up in the beginning. You know? So know that. Know that if this is something that you want to do, if you want to reach out and become, you know, become a good intuitive. And again, you don't have to do, you can do it for whatever reason you want to do it, whether it's just to enrich your own life, whether it's just to make you a happier person. Spiritual people are most on the good part. They truly, if they are truly spiritual, they're basically happy people because they let go of the negativity. They understand people. They understand that some people are cultured in ways that have taken them not in the best manner, and that they need to develop. And you give, rather than yell at them or be mean at them or spout negativity at them, helping them grow and develop. It's sure going to make you feel a lot better when you meet that person again and they've done something with themselves. Think about that. Think about that. It's one reason I don't like toxic environments in homes and work, and, you know, employment and homes and any situation. And they're there, but you have to build protective walls and build them so it doesn't have any effect on you. and then you move forward with it. Find your joy. Say that all the time. Got that off of, there's a guy on TikTok, he's a teacher. He always finds his joy in his little kids. At school, he's a school teacher. He teaches a theater class for young kids. And he, he, he just loves the things they come out with and how they make him laugh and smile all day long. And that's it doesn't mean he doesn't have a bad day. Sometimes one of them might could do something really ignorant, but he doesn't focus on that. That's just it happens. It happens. People have a lot of pressure sometimes. They need to vent a little bit. So anyway, where are we at? All right, we're gonna do. Before I go any further, any questions? Now's the time. I'm gonna take a sip of tea, and then I'm gonna do a little promotional stuff, and then I will do some readings for people, some card readings, some one card pulls, or if you have a question, you'll get 3 cards. Every time I see you both, I walk away with saying the same thing. You can't make this up. Well, no, so many people seem to think that what we do is bogus. Mark, I'm gonna probably do one in the fall. I got to get out of school. I'll be out of school. Hopefully, I'll be finished school by the end of July. I should be finished by the end of July, first week of August. That's what I'm shooting for. I should be done. I'm in my last class now. But so you said so Tina says, every time I see you, both of you, I walk away saying the same thing. You can't make this up. Let me be honest with you. I've been doing this professionally since 2010. I still say that. I still say thank you, Cindy. Cindy on TikTok, hitting them hearts. I still say that. I've been doing this professionally since 2010, and I've been studying it since 1988, and I still say that. You can't make this up. It's just even the things that come out of my mouth and people go, yeah, that was them. I'm like, really? Because it means nothing to me. I'm giving you what I'm getting. I'm giving you what I'm interpreting. I'm giving you what I'm getting. I'm giving you what I feel, smell, taste, see, hear, know. I'm giving it to you, and it's happening. And so people will say, well, is it coincidence? I've been doing this pretty accurately with the mediumship since 2010. I've refunded twice, and it wasn't because I wasn't getting it right. Okay. And I tell people, I'm going to give you what I'm getting. If you don't get it, then I'm going to refund you. I'm not going to charge you. And I'm going to tell you, maybe you need to find somebody else. So Patrick says, why do I see images, but they don't make sense and don't have anything I can relate them to? Why? Well, Patrick, I would say to you that if you're seeing it, it would have to be for some reason. It may not be what you want it to mean, but it is going to have a meaning of something around you. It will. I see pictures and sometimes they mean stuff. Some like tonight, I didn't focus in deeper. I could have gone deeper with it, but the picture came and I just said what it was. I didn't even try to figure it out. What I can tell you is that the dog that I did see, that a few people understood it, or if it was the rabbit, but I can tell you just from the way that picture presented to me, was that I feel that this is a time for that dog. Something about now, because he was perked up. So I felt that this was something important, a date or something about this time of year, or something's going on that he was, because he looked like he was at attention. So that had a meaning. Okay, let me give you another example. I'm going to use another medium. I'm going to use Teresa Caputo. Y'all all know the Long Island medium, right? So listening to her podcast, she was talking about what visions mean, like she'll tell you what certain visions mean to her. Like she saw someone's mother taking a blanket that she knew this mother knitted, and then she put it to the side. So for her, it meant 2 things. One, And both of these were validated by the daughter. One, that she knitted a blanket, and two, that the daughter would always cover her because she was cold. Because she took the blanket and she says, I'm not cold anymore. She didn't say that, but the action of moving the blanket made the Long Island medium say she doesn't feel cold anymore. So this daughter must have memories of putting the blanket on her to warm her. Kind of understand. See what I mean? How it works? You see, you taking your pictures at face value. It's deeper than that. It's deeper. So like I said, when I saw the dog, I knew those things. That one, the dog was attentive. The dog was it wasn't just a dog with the pointy ears, like I said, but there was also more to that story. But I couldn't go into a reading at the time, so I just said it was a story. So again, it's and learning. That's part of learning that language. So trust me, the first time the Long Island medium saw a deceased person, whether it's male or female, take a blanket and put it to the side, she probably didn't get it right because she had to eventually get a few people to validate that that's what it meant. To go, that's what that means. You see, it's not in black and white. If it was that easy, nobody would have a job. We'd all be doing this and swapping funds. Nobody would work because everybody could do this. Well, everybody can do this, but it's taking that time and the want and the need, and it really is like learning a language. It's like, going on Rosetta Stone and buying a course and learning how to speak something. But you're learning how to sense. You're learning. And again, are you going to be able to, when you learn that language, you go to that country, they're going to laugh at you if you've only been learning it about 3 months. Because you're going to be not like they speak it. You have your own dialect and your own stuff. So, but over time, you will speak it more fluent. Over time, your pictures, your sounds, your feels will have more meaning to you when you start exercising the knowledge of asking someone that you're working with, does this mean something to you? Don't you tell them what you need to, let them tell you. And if you relate to it, then you know that that's what that's going to mean. And that could change too. And I've said this story a million times, in social media, but I'll say it again. When I first started doing mediumship, how I knew somebody was funny, I would see Minnie Pearl's hat with the price tag on it. Well, I don't see that anymore. I've developed since then. So not only do your symbols, change in what they are, but they also change in their meanings over time. This is your growth. This is you getting deeper and understanding things better. Okay? Another thing I always tell, people who are working under me to do is learn to read a book without the book. Find one of your children, your grandchildren's, friends, kids, whatever, and read them a story. Read the first couple pages and put the book down and finish it. Create it, because a good intuitive and or a good medium are very good at knowing the story, getting the story of what needs to come out, getting that evidence out, that validatable evidence is really, really, really important. So I wanted you guys to understand that. So while I'm doing this, are there any more questions out there? Now's the time. Because I'm not reading a whole lot tonight. Just letting y'all know I got homework to go do. This one, we have an attorney who has passed. So I also think that the illness had something to do, the death had something to do with the gut, or something to do with cancer or the gut or something like that. Because the minute you said that, I got a feeling across my stomach, which for me, that is either cancer or something in the gut. So I need to say that to you. Okay, so I don't know if the dog or rabbit or whatever that was at the point ate something and that's what killed them, or if this is the person who passed. I don't know, but that was the first feel that I got, Tina. Again, there's also something about a military holiday involved in that, Tina, time of the around a military event or a holiday, I could take it to just put a sword across my head. That's what made me say that. Okay. So I wanted to say that to you too. So I don't know if that's a timing thing. So that's how it works, Tina. That is what I just did for you is exactly how it works. It means absolutely nothing to me. I am just giving you what I saw, what it would mean to me if I was doing, a reading or a session. But I also feel that you too are going to be doing some legal document signing. I don't know if this is a will or a sale of something, but I keep seeing the documents being sold too. And Miss Mishu, I think that's what it is. I can't barely read. It says, I feel like my father's trying to get a message to me from the other side, but I can't quite get it. So what I would recommend is sit and play with some things that are memories of his and see what you feel. And see what you feel he's trying to say to you. And you're probably going to be right. Get something that belonged to him, or even if it's just a picture. If you don't have anything, that was personal, like a shirt or something, sit with a photo, sit with a bunch of things that remind you of him, and just sit with them and and let him talk to you. Now, remember too, guys, when you're doing audience stuff and they're talking to you, a lot of times it's in your voice, not theirs. That's normal because it's your spirit connecting to their spirit. Your spirit sounds like you. So know that's not you making it up. A lot of people think that. Know that. Okay. Anybody else have any more questions for me while I am here? Okay, I'm breaking. Yes, in your head. Yeah, and you see photos. Okay. Well, and just think about what he was trying to say to you. Well, somebody here is I'm dropping out of school or changing school or changing what they do in school. Just broke that last read and that popped up. That was in the cards. And then it says, do you get anxiety or getting built up emotions when connecting with spirits? I used to more than I do now, Naomi. Just I've been doing it so long. I still get, like, if it's a sad story, of course, I will get choked up or cry sometimes because I do, but I don't get anxiety anymore because I'm very confident now because of what I do. Everybody gets anxiety in the beginning. My daughter ever talked back to me? Like, you mean y'all not talking, right? I mean, will she ever speak to you again? Is she deceased as well, or is she still living? I'm not trying to connect to you right now, Cheryl. But what I'm getting, I see a pause. So I'm gonna just tell you what I'm getting, Cheryl. This is Cheryl on TikTok. Cheryl Lynn, I see that. She's alive. So what I'm seeing, Cheryl, is I see a pause. So I think the pause will be a relief. I think she will talk to you again. I think it's going to be a while, okay? Because I keep seeing a pause, and I kind of feel like it's longer than I'm comfortable with. So I want to say that too. But I do think she will come back around. Best thing for you to do right now is let her be her. Again, remember, if you've been here with me for a while, remember what we talked about. We talked about how we can only help people grow in their lives. We can't expect them to. We can give them the tools. We can help them build, but it's not their journey is their business. And even though they're our own kids sometimes we have to let go and let them be and develop who they need to be. Okay? All right. Anybody has a question for the cards? I was doing all intuitive stuff. I ought to keep doing that, but I will pull a card for people. If you want a card, say yes. You're welcome, Sherilyn. Oh, hold on, folks. It's puzzle time on TikTok. I got to put the piece in because I've been on too long. Okay. Glenda says, why is my coworker ignoring me, admin ignoring me? Did I do something to upset her, or is it just me overthinking her silence towards me? Well, I can tell you what I intuitively think, but I will pull 3 cards for you. Watch it be the 3 cards I'm thinking. That'd be funny. Yes, Julie, you can. And Tammy can. And yes. Okay. So I think right now she has some family stuff going on, according to this, Glenda. This is family heartache. This is things that are secret. So she's a lot of emotional stuff going on right now. But I think she will come around late. I say give her some space. Stop talking to her. Stop having an expectation and allow things to move forward. Okay, and let me see. Let me come over here and see. Hey, Tammy. That's my friend. That's my friend in Vegas that I'm going to be at the end of the month. If y'all want to come take some classes with me. So let me get Mishi. I can barely see your name on there. Misha, I get the 2 of swords for you, and that means the sword cuts both ways. So what that's telling me to tell you is when you're looking at something, look at it 360. Stop looking at it one way because everything has 2 sides. Learn what those 2 sides are to help give yourself less stress or less anxiety. It will help for you. And I also feel with the twists, there's also someone in your life you need to maybe cut out for a little bit and take a pause with. So remember that I said that for you. Okay, and let me come over here and do one over here. Julie, let's see what you get, Julie. Julie gets the world tonight. So Julie, what the world is all about is coming to realization of who you are and what you need to be doing and moving forward with your life, looking at your plans and creating some things that are within your reach. Don't keep making things that are out of your reach. Little steps to get you there and things will work out just fine. And now I'm going to go to Tammy, from my friend from Vegas, Crystal Healing. Girl, I hope this is good for you. You got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is all about your value and your worth and richness and things that I think things are going to start turning around and things are going to start moving for you because you got this King of Pentacles and he takes charge and he manages his money well and he brings in money as well. So hopefully that will come to fruition for you, my friend, over there in Las Vegas. And back over here, I'm at Patrick said yes. Patrick, I've got the 5 of Swords for you. 5 of Swords is all about defeating the things around you that prevent you from growth. Battling the things that help you. It's telling you to start taking ownership of what your true accomplishments are and start working with them to build. Stop being satisfied with just here. You want to build. You want to continue to build and let your accomplishments grow for you. All right, Patrick, that was for you. Now I'm going to come back over here. And it's Sherilyn is going to get a card over here in TikTok. Sherilyn, you get Temperance. And what Temperance is all about is understanding the flow of life. It's understanding, it's telling you to take time and take a breath. Be patient. Look at the things that are more valuable to you and pull those closer. Okay, that's what Temperance is about. Okay, and I think now I am at over here. I am on Jamie. Jamie, stay married, girl. No, you got relationship cards. So this is about building new relationships, and I think you got a new job coming up. So it's all about building new relationships. So pay attention to that. I think there's going to be some positive ones, but they're not going to be better than me because I'm your bestie. And good luck with that, Jamie. And Jamie, if you see anybody after Sherilyn, let me know on TikTok because I'm focused on that because I have a whole bunch over here on Facebook and on YouTube. Let's see. Where am I after Jamie? It keeps moving. It's Diana. Okay, Diana, let's get you a card. Diana, you got the Queen of Swords. So what that tells me is you got some legal stuff that you're going to be taking care of. There's some kind of contract you're going to be signing, something happening that's going to require you to put a pen to paper. So pay attention to that for you. And it looks positive, whatever. Maybe selling a house or a car or something like that. But that could be what that's about. It deals with contracts and those things. She's very good at that. And that was Diana. And now I'm on Mark Sr. And then Celeste. Mark Sr., you got Temperance too. Which again, it's about patience. It's about taking a breath. It's about stop trying to move so fast and understand where you're at. Look at the opportunities around you that you can invest in or grow with. And then after Mark, I have Celeste. Celeste. maybe you are going to sell that house. You got the this is the nine of pentacles. Nine of pentacles is about old money. It's about property. It's about 401ks. It's about those things. And it came straight up in my hands. So I think that's a good thing. So hopefully it's a sale of your house. Either that or maybe you're going to cash out that 401k and it's doing good. I don't know. But that's what the Nine of Pentacles is all about, things of old money or things of value like land, houses, 401ks, and Roth accounts, inheritance. These are all things that evolve around the Nine of Pentacles. So I hope that happens. And remember what I told you last week, Celeste? Pull St. Joseph out of the dirt and set him on the sill. At least you might get another bite on the house. So Delise says, this is off subject, but when a dream feels clairvoyant, which means you're seeing things, what's the best way to validate or record the information without letting your own thoughts get in the way? First, write down exactly what you saw so you remember it if it's a dream, and then see how you feel about it. Use your other senses to talk to you about that dream. That is the best way. And Naomi writes, thinking about moving, but clearly just in limbo with the housing market. You should come by my house in Canada. It's gorgeous. You're going to see it Friday night. Trusting cards can tell me what's the best. It's like, I haven't got, ooh. The Pope says you're going to buy one, but he's telling you to be careful. So you have to look at, the Pope's positive always, but the two cards on the side of it are not. So what it tells me to tell you, because you get three cards because you asked the question, basically tells me to tell you to really put a lot of thought in it. Don't let your ego buy the house that you wallet don't deserve, because it might have a lot of work that needs to be done or something like that. Be wise. I always tell people who get something like this, I would recommend to them in a session, maybe they should get like a repo or something that needs some fixing up, get a good contractor in there, get a 203k loan, and also in that 203k loan finance a year of payments. That way you can rebuild your house and make it to what you want it, and then you'll have the money also for a year while that's being happened to pay the mortgage. So, and that could help you. All right, and then where am I at? That was Naomi, and then because you're an empath, Celeste, and empaths do that till they start learning who they are. That's exactly why you keep letting people hurt you. First of all, you can only be hurt because you're open to it. Don't open up to being hurt. Stop allowing yourself to be hurt. Hurt is like happiness. You create it. It comes from within. If you disappoint me, up goes that wall. Bam! You get one shot, and that's it. And then, I put you over to the other side. And it doesn't mean we can't make up. We can make up. I can bring you back. But the minute you hurt me, boom, I move away from you. I move all my emotion away from you. I move everything away from you. Okay. And so, Celeste, that's what you need to do. She's like, well, we call each other our besties. And she goes out with me every Friday night, Tina, or Saturday night. And she drives up to Hattiesburg to see me. So I love her to death. She spoils me rotten. That would be Miss Jamie. She spoils me rotten. Okay, Harley wants a card. Harley gets the Four of Swords. That's all about chilling out for a minute, taking time to breathe again. To relax, bring things down a notch. Sometimes we rush. She's probably rushing into something that needs to be calmed down. And then Danny wants a card. Let's see for Danny. Danny gets the High Priestess. Danny, I don't know if you're back in school, but you're about to learn something. High Priestess is all about education, knowledge, wisdom. So I really think that's something that you might need to look at this time. It's learning something new. You may be going back. You may go back to school. You may not go back. You may just go to a couple summers. Something that learning is moving into your field. So pay attention to that. Yeah, one of y'all is going to sell that house, and then Marissa wants. So Patrick's wife wants a card, and she gets the relationship card, the Two of Cups, which is all about focusing on the relationship, be, instead of focus on ourselves, we should focus on the relationship and where it's going and moving forward with that. And I'm going to leave her with that. And then Claire wants a card. Okay, Claire, here comes your card. Claire's, I keep pulling the same cards, and I've got a whole big deck here. Claire's got the Queen of Swords, so that's taking control. That's getting things in order. That's starting to get rid of stuff that's not working. That's taking control, moving forward. It's also, she could be signing documents or moving some, if, you know, it depends upon what stage she is in life, but she could be signing a document. If she, you know, that's all. That's the Queen. The Queen of Swords takes control, and she's very about making life right and being fair and just. All right, and then there is, well, you just got to ask Talia Boudreaux. So Talia Boudreaux, this card's for you. Just got to say, pull me a card. Oh, you starting a new job or moving somewhere with your career because you got the #1 career card. Now that's about change in your career and or job or what you do. That is happening to you. Thank you, Claire. I mean, Taylor. That was Taylor. And then Sophia. Ooh, it's moving fast. Sophia, you got the ace, you got the page. So this is about, the page is about creativity, which I already know you're very good at that. But this is also a new project or something new that's coming on that you're going to be very creatively involved in. Know that I say that, so pay attention to that. And Gina says she would like a card. All right, Gina. 2 of Swords. Swords cuts both ways, child. So you got to cut somebody out of your life that needs to be removed right now. So you need to think about who that is and just tell them we need to take a little break. Oh, thank you, Naomi, for that. And Talia, I did Talia. She was up earlier because I pulled one for her when I saw her thing. Hey, Zena. All right, thanks, Tina. Blah, blah, blah. You're welcome. Hope I see you. Taylor. So I did Taylor. Oh, Taylor's on TikTok? Another Taylor. Okay, so let me read Taylor on TikTok. Let's see what I pulled for her. She's got its Taylor on, if that's from TikTok, she needs to focus on holding her money right now, watching how she's spending. There's an expense coming up. So she needs to hold. Now, what a card to get. Huh? That sucks. I'm sorry. But that's what it means. It's all about watching how you spend right now, because there is going to be something that's going to cost you some money that's unexpected that's going to come up. So make sure you got a little nest. Start collecting a little nest. Okay? That's for Taylor that Jamie's talking about. I read the other Taylor up there, but I don't know if it's the same Taylor because it was spelled different down here. So Zeta, hey love, how are you? Zeta, make me an appointment with Miss Janice because my birthday's next month, so I got to get an appointment with Janice. Can you arrange that for me? Please make it on a Friday when I'm in town. Just let me know what Friday she's available, and I want to spend some time with Miss Janice. It's my birthday. I got to go get my. She got to come tell me what's happening in September. September's around the corner. I'm supposed to make big changes. So let's see. Let's see what those are going to be. So most of you know there's a lot of new people tonight. So I have this wonderful astrologer who has been on my show at least once, maybe twice. But I'm going to have her again. But she's so busy because I keep her busy because everybody on TikTok is now, and on Facebook and on YouTube are now trying to get appointments with her. But she literally steers my life. July 3rd would be good. Not July 10th. Let me see, the 17th, July 17th could be a possibility. If that, I think that's a Friday. The other Friday, the 12th, I'm going. I mean, the one around the right after July 4th, that week after, I'll be in Denver, and at the end of the month, I'll be in Las Vegas. But any of the other Fridays in between, I'll come in and I won't schedule anybody. Just go spend 3 hours with 3 or 4 hours with my love, Miss Janice, who every year for my birthday I get read by because she's my astrologer. And can I get a copy of my charts from my reading with Mr. Honey, Glenda, Zeta can tell you how to print your own charts because you can print them for free online. And I don't think she's going to keep the ones she wrote over. She should have handed you those back. But if you needed to see what your charts are, you can you can reprint them. There's a website, Astrodiet, and they print your charts for free. And that's what we use when we go see Janice. We print our chart. I print my own charts, or sometimes Eda will print them, and I'll bring them with me to my reading. And you do the sun chart. There's a natal chart, a sun chart, and another chart. There's 3 charts that you bring. Any one of those that she's available, Zeta, because I know she's busy. I know she probably knows my charts by heart because she reads me so much. Oh, you did it on the phone. Okay, Glenda, I got you. Well, you can print your charts. I don't know if she wrote all over them. Where do you live, Glenda? I don't know if she saved them after she read them for you. She usually, when you go see her in person, she writes all over them. And I use that to kind of remember, besides what I've written myself or what I've recorded, because recording is, I try to record it, but when you sit with it for 4 hours, that's a long recording. So I also try to write and look at the charts. Yeah, I know she knows most of my charts. She knows my natal for sure. So anyway, guys, so I hope that you have had a good time tonight, and I hope that you have learned something. I have a paper to go turn in. My first one of my last class. May I have a reading tonight? You have a question? You just want me to pull a card for you, Deidre. Oh, she still has them? Okay, then maybe we can get them. So, Deidre, I'll pull a card for you. I already read that card. What's the next card? I'm going to give you the Knight of Wands, Deidre. And that's all about going on a journey. That sitting around can create stagnation. It's all about going on a journey, finding a trip. It may be a short trip, could be a long trip, but it's all about moving forward. Yeah, I just pulled that card for you. It was the Knight of Wands, and that's the journeyer. He's the one that wants to start something new, get involved in something. He's the one that's good at creating. So that's what I'm going to say for you. Well, Tina, I'm on every Wednesday at 8 o'clock Central Time. And when I'm out of school, you're going to see me on a lot more periodically, but I will always be on Wednesday nights. But when I'm out of school, I will, which just 1 month, hopefully a month and a month, maybe 5 weeks. But when I'm done, you will see me online more, and because but I will be on every Wednesday religiously at 8. But there'll be other times I'll pop up on your Facebook, or I'll pop up, and it may just be to pull a card or just chit chat with everybody. Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight at Touch Me Turning the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick. And again, follow me. Go to my website, sid-patrick.com. Or if you forget the dash, that's okay, because we just bought sidpatrick.com. And don't forget, this Friday night, Jill and I will be at my house. I think there were 6 seats left. 6 seats left for this event Friday night. Yes, I am, Gita. There's 6 seats left. Go reserve. You see, there was 6 seats. I hope there's still